Hey everyone, it's Chris Oakman and Steve All back for another Jumpstart administrating Office 365 for small businesses. This is covering the Wave 15 of Office 365. Steve, how you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Glad to be back in Seattle.
Absolutely. It's cold here today.
Quite.
So we're going to jump right in today. Steve's going to introduce me. I'm going to introduce Steve. So let's jump right in.
Well, here's Chris Oakman once again from East Ridge, out of North Carolina. And East Ridge is is a Microsoft Cloud Champion partner with 8 Microsoft competencies. I believe 6 gold, or 6 silver and 2 gold.
Yep.
Hundreds of SMB clients on Office 365. And they've really just been killing it in Office 365. And Chris is here to bring his wealth of knowledge, to you guys.
Great. Thank you, Steve. So Steve comes from District Computers in the Washington, D.C. area. They are a worldwide SMB partner. Steve's a member of a couple PACs, as well as he's been a speaking. He's done quite a few speaking engagements for Microsoft. They are also a Cloud Champion member and have a number of successful cloud customers in the cloud. So, welcome, Steve.
Thanks. It's time to get right into it.
Right to it. So Jumpstart expectations. We're going to cover the skills that are going to be necessary for small business IT professionals to succeed with Office 365 administration. We're going to try not to read directly from our slides today, I promise. You're going to learn today about the platform if you don't already know about it. We're going to show you all the new features in Wave 13, which was released this spring, or Wave 15, I'm sorry, it was released this spring. Administrating of Exchange, routing, spam.
What is the Wave 15 being, the current version of Exchange?
Current version of Exchange.
Current version of SharePoint, current version of Link.
Yep.
And the preparation for the new Microsoft competency exam, the 74-325, which will be coming out very soon. Very soon.
So there's going to be a new exam based around the new versions of Office 365. So assume knowledge. We're going to assume that you know about Office 365 a little bit. We're going to assume that you've done Active Directory, Exchange Server, maybe some Link Server. We're going to assume that you know some of these terms and terminology. Everybody, I hope, has used Microsoft Office, Internet Explorer, Windows Phone, and mobility. We're also going to talk quite a bit about PowerShell, and I know this slide says PowerShell 2.0. We're going to talk about the new Azure services with PowerShell. And also that you know how to do AD sites, trust, topology, DNS settings. All of that's very important around Office 365. There's a book out there. There's a couple books out there, really, but the one we don't have an updated Microsoft Press book yet. We will shortly, hopefully, for the new versions of Office 365. But the one that's listed here is really crucial to helping your business or getting your customers onto Office 365. And of course, we want you to join the MVA community.
Over a million.
Over 1 million people have joined this community. Up-to-date, relevant training, like today's session on Jumpstart videos. It's really, really good. And of course, you get 50 MVA points today if you've registered for the MVA community. Yep. So there's a code here, Office 365. It expires in July, so make sure you get that in there to get your points. So let's jump right in. Module 1 today, overview and infrastructure. Let's jump to the next slide here. So I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing over the next couple days, and it's kind of backwards. We did the first session last summer, the end of last summer, and we did a full day and then a half day. Due to some scheduling conflicts, we did a half day and then a full day. So tomorrow will be a full day. Today is just a half day. We're going to start with Office 365 overview and infrastructure. We're going to move into user management, DirSync, single sign-on, ADFS today. Tomorrow will be Link, SharePoint, and a whole afternoon on Exchange. So, yep. So that's kind of our schedule. So let's jump right in. Service overview and offerings. There's a lot of new features for Office 365. And what is Office 365, right? It covers Office applications, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneNote, Access, Publisher, all delivered from the cloud, Exchange, SharePoint, Link, Project, Visio, web apps, and even Office for Mac. So Office 365 encompasses all of these tools and features and programs, so brings it all together in one place, available from the cloud, delivered to you. Anywhere access, we want to collaborate with people in real time, communicate seamlessly, store documents and share insights, connect with others across organizations. We can federate with other organizations. We can, Steve and I are separate businesses. We can communicate via link. We can communicate, we can share files using SkyDrive. We can share on SharePoint. We have all these capabilities, even though we're separate organizations. We can share.
Anywhere you are, you can work and you can communicate, even
Absolutely.
with the Skype community.
Right,
Yeah,
and now
good.
even with Skype.
Yeah.
So no matter where you are, so if you want to sit on the beach and look at the waves coming in and work on Office 365, work on your business, you can. So. And of course, a big question I get is how secure is my data? So Microsoft has put together some really great data centers across the world. They're all very secure. They're very compliant. They're redundant. Your data is very redundant. It's 99.9% uptime guaranteed. And there's more information on this link that's on this slide if you're concerned about that for your client. So feel free to check that out. So what's in Office 365? The next 3 or 4 slides came from an internal document at Eastridge that we created, because it's kind of confusing. If you go to Microsoft's website, there's so many features and different options that you can have with Office 365. It's just not one product. So we created this internal document. So some of these might be a little small, but after the event, we'll have a link to download the slide deck so you can look at these a little closer. We want to talk about Office Professional Plus.
Well, one of the things, just momentarily, I want to jump in.
Yep.
I'm seeing a lot of the questions coming in the feed now. Is this the same content that we presented, last year?
Sure.
The big thing is, with the newer releases of Office 365, there's newer management. How to do things in Exchange now that you couldn't do
Right.
before. How to do things in Link now that you couldn't do before. And the reality is this presentation, this current presentation, and current Jumpstart is about the newer features. It still has the older features, but how to do things with the newer version of Exchange and the newer version of Link, the newer version of SharePoint. So this is definitely new content. There will be some repetitive content because we're still using the same technologies, just the newer versions of these technologies. So definitely hang in there with us, guys. We're going to get to the new content. It's going to cover some of the current content and really how to do, with demos, how to really do the new features. So
Right. And one of the things that Microsoft has come to us about is how do we get more partners involved in selling Office 365? So 2 things. We wanted to provide this similar slide deck to what we had last time. It's all been updated. It's all new technology. But we also wanted to make sure that it prepares you for the new exam that's coming out. Remember, there's a new exam coming out. It's going to cover the new features of Office 365, the new Exchange, new Link. Everything has been updated and new this spring. So that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we got covered for you guys. So like Steve said, please hang in there. There's a lot of new features, a lot of new stuff that we're offering for you. Okay, so back to the slides here. What's in Office 365? Office Professional Plus. So this can be delivered in a couple different ways. It can be a pay-as-you-go. It can be delivered as a service. If you need a Word, it's automatically streamed to your PC. You can download the full client onto your PC. The big thing is when you purchase Office 365 and get Office Professional Plus as part of that, you can install that on 5 PCs. So one user can install Office on 5 computers. So if you have a computer at your office, a laptop you travel with, maybe a Surface device, you can put Office on all of those devices. Exchange Online, this is where email is done. Again, 25 gigabyte mailboxes, Outlook and Outlook web app, antivirus, mobile email, personal email archiving and compliance, SharePoint Online, My Sites, Improved Team and Project Sites, Link Online. All of these are included in Office 365. Okay. We kind of broke this down, and this slide might be a little more harder to read. It's a little smaller. This is a small business plan, so we also have new plans, and this is big this year. We have Office 365 Small Business, $6 per user per month, or $60 a year. We have 25 user maximum, so that's a limit on the users. Office web apps are included. You do not get the full Office Professional Plus download, but Office web apps are included. Hosted email, web conferencing, public website, spam and malware protection, community and phone support. So this is a big one. You do get, with the small business plan, they've added 24/7 phone support for critical issues. All right, as well as community support, IT level web support, and that 99.9% uptime. Now there's the Office 365 Premium for small business. Price jumps up a little bit, and you get, the big difference here is you get the full product of Office Professional Plus, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You get the whole suite of services. Office 365 Enterprise plans. We have our E1 still. This is the go-to enterprise plan. Everything is included. There's a few things that are not. We don't get Office Professional Plus, but we do get Office web apps. We don't get Office mobile apps, so on select phones and tablets. We get web conferencing. We don't get advanced archiving and legal hold. We don't get the e-discovery center, and we don't get advanced business intelligence. So those are the big things there. Mid-sized business. This is a whole new plan this year. So this comes in between small business and the enterprise. This is the mid-sized business, up to 300 users. It's very inexpensive. You can do. You get Office Professional Plus. You get all the features. You just don't get the advanced email, archiving, litigation hold, e-discovery. But
it's at a valuable price point.
It's a very valuable price point, and it's available at a couple different options too. So you can purchase it annual subscription, monthly subscription. You can purchase it through one of your vendors.
Yep.
So it's under the Microsoft Open licensing. So it's a very all-around plan, right? But it's limited at 300 users. Now, one thing I want to throw in here real quick while we're on this is migrating. Let's say you buy the small business plan and you say, gosh, I've grown above 25 users. There is no direct migration path from small business to mid-size or from mid-size to enterprise. So just keep that in mind. Once you pick that plan, you're stuck with it, okay? Well, not really stuck with it. There are some options, but once you pick that plan, it's yours, and there's not a direct migration. You can't just go into your console and change from a small business plan to a mid-size plan, or change from a mid-size plan to an enterprise plan.
And that's actually a question being asked right now. How do you change from one to the other? You have to migrate.
You have to migrate.
It requires a migration, which, when purchasing, you really want to think, is my business going to grow? Am I going to outgrow these needs? If so, I'm going to have to do a migration at this point. It's in different data centers. It's provisioned differently. The service is provisioned differently.
Right. So just keep that in mind.
Another question that we're getting is, how's Office 365 different from Office 2013? Well, Office 2013 is the office productivity software that we've had for years. It's just the 15th version.
Right.
Office 365 Pro Plus is a subscription to the current version of Office. So whatever version of Office is out at that time, your subscription entitles you to get. So you get the professional version of that software plus the back-end servers, be it Exchange, Link, and SharePoint. So it's a software plus, well, software as a service.
Right.
It's a subscription to that software plus the servers on the back end. So that's pretty much the difference.
Right. Okay. So let's jump to the next one. So these are standalone plans. These are add-ons, things that you can add on. So you've bought Office, you've got the, let's say you bought the mid-size plan, you've got your Office, you've downloaded it, you need Visio or Project. You can now add those as subscriptions, monthly subscriptions for Visio, Project, even Project Online. Of course, Azure Active Directory rights management has been added. And then, of course, you can change your other plans. So Exchange Online Plan 1, Plan 2, Office Web Apps with SharePoint. We've got a couple slides of these. SharePoint Online Storage, if you need to bump up your storage for SharePoint, the 3 different plans for Lync. So all of these are available individually as well as part of a package. So just, Lync to Phone, there's a note here on here. Lync to Phone is not provided by Microsoft right now and requires a separate purchase from Qualified. But they've here recently, Microsoft has kind of cut back on those. They're hopefully coming out with a new plug-in for that here in the future. You still need to have on-premise Lync to integrate with phone systems.
Okay, here's a great question.
So, yep.
What if users have current versions of Office or previous versions of Office like Word and Excel and Outlook?
If they have previous versions, so
Yes.
they have. We're going to cover what is accessible, what programs, what versions will connect to the new Office 365. We're going to cover that in a little bit. But yes, Office 2010, yeah, absolutely, connects just fine. You don't have to upgrade to 2013. I know that's for some users, something new like that is pretty. Can be a pretty bad upgrade. So, or not necessarily a bad upgrade, but it could take them a while. They're afraid of change. Let's put it that way. So, all right. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at it. So Office365.com is the website for getting more information, exploring the new features. There's a lot of information out there, as well as you can sign up for trials and, of course, purchase as well. So platform capabilities, simple user interface. We're now pretty much the same across platforms for our management interface. Role-based access control, identity federation, so we're going to eliminate sign-in client, multi-factor authentication support, and we're going to remove the scale limitation, so we can scale Office 365 as large as we want to scale it.
It can be as small as one user, as
Right.
large as thousands of users.
Thousands, exactly. Yeah. So, we can have multi-thousands of users on Office 365 tenant. So here's a quick look at the new simplified interface and portal. This is the admin center for Office 365. We're going to go do a little bit more deep dive into this in a few minutes with a demo, but here's a quick look at, we have our navigation on the left side, dashboard setup, users and groups, how we manage everything. In the center, we've moved service health, we've moved things like that right to the front, so that as soon as you log in, you can now see exactly what's going on, whether there's a problem, issue. And for us, we've logged into our portal before. Customers complain that they're having an issue, and our portal looks great. We're all green. We aren't having any problems. Well, they might be, just because they're even on the same floor as you in your building, they might be in a different data center. So that a different data center could be having problems. So make sure when a customer calls in, they're having some problems, make sure you check their tenant for any issues that may be being reported by Microsoft.
And even further than that, you can be part of one tenant and different users can be on different servers.
Yeah.
You and I could be on the same server, whereas my coworkers could be on a different server, so some of us could be affected differently than others. And this
Right.
is a great place to look. It's very simple,
Exactly.
very easy to navigate, and very easy to read.
Yep, and right now it's right on the front screen. So it's right here on the front page. I'm not a good drawer, so it's right there on the front page. And as you can see, when I was doing these screenshots a couple weeks ago, creating these slides, SharePoint was saying service degraded. So on a lot of our screenshots today, you're going to see that. So we can dive in and show you exactly what was going on there. So, all right. So Services Connector helps prepare the workstations to run. This is part of the desktop setup of the PCs. Only needs to run once. It does some one-off patching configuration. So the Services Connector, when you run this tool, it's going to go out, make sure your Outlook is up to date, that it can actually connect to Office 365 without any problems. And it's going to tell you if it can. If it finds that you've got Outlook 2003 still installed on your PC, it's going to tell you that it can't. It's not going to connect to Office 365. and there is some manual configuration possible, of course. You can always manually configure Office 365 on the PCs. Moving right on, features and requirements, what's required to run. Microsoft has changed this. Again, some of these screens you may have seen last time. The screen was very familiar to our jumpstart we did last fall. But the operating system requirement, Microsoft changed this year. Office 365 does not have an operating system requirement, except that the Windows or Macintosh OS that you use must be supported by Microsoft or Apple. And as most of you should know or may not know, Windows XP support for that is expiring this winter. So January, February timeframe support, Windows XP will no longer be supported. So that will no longer be supported with Office 365. So you may want to keep that in the back of your mind. There's a link here to get more of these requirements. Office requirements. Office 2003 is only supported via POP and IMAP. So end of life is 4/8 of next year for Office 2003. It's only supported via POP. You can no longer connect Outlook 2003 to the new tenant of Office 365. It just won't work. Okay. You must have Service Pack 3 for Office 2007. You must have Service Pack 1 for Office 2010. And of course, the latest version of Office. And Office for Mac 2011 with Service Pack 3. Office for Mac support is also for version 2010, I believe was the previous version. It's also no longer supported. Okay, so we've really upped, Microsoft has really upped what's supported to connect to Office 365. And of course, Internet, Firefox and Chrome. One of the new things, Firefox and Chrome look identical to and work identical to Internet Explorer. So they've really made it cross-platform accessible. The Admin Center is where you do your work. This is where all the changes are made, manage domains, manage users, licenses. Everything's managed in here. We're going to go into a demo here in just a minute. This is where you access support, verify service health. You can do that right from the front screen. And services-specific portals, Exchange, Link, Online, SharePoint Online. Okay. So let's jump right into a demo. And I got it. Yep. So let's jump right in. Let's see. Bear with me just a second. I'll have it right up.
It takes a moment to get
All
logged
right.
in.
So this is the new Office 365 sign-on screen. It looks a little different. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Bear with me just a second here. I got to change a little bit more. Sorry about that.
A little bit of technical difficulty. Sorry about that, guys.
We'll get a little smoother later today. It'll run a little better. How's that?
There we go.
All right, look better? All right, so the new Office 365 sign-in portal. We've been trying to figure out where this picture comes from. I'm not sure if it's Seattle or where that picture comes from on the screen. Los Angeles, they're telling me in the background here, so great. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So this is a trial tenant that I set up. It is my personal tenant, so we'll take a look at that. All right, and of course it's not going to let me in.
Now, one thing is true: if you don't know your password, you won't get logged in.
You won't get in. You will not get logged in. All right. So right away, my trial subscription, you can see at the top, I got a pop-up alert. One of my subscription has been canceled. I've since bought a subscription. So you can see that here. Yeah, you can see my mouse. So one of the trial subscriptions has been disabled and removed. So you're going to see these. If you started your Office 365 tenant with a trial, you're going to see these 30 days after that trial expires. So you can click off those. So this is the Office 365 Admin Center. It's pretty fluid. As you can see, SharePoint right here under Current Health, which is right in the very front. SharePoint is still in service degraded. And if we click on this, it's going to give us Microsoft has received reports. If I highlight, it'll show me the whole thing. Or some customers accessing public sites through mobile devices are receiving an issue. So they're having an issue. It could be in our data center, it could be in somebody else's data center. We're not really sure, where that is, but we can go into it further.
And it goes on to tell you when the patch is expected to be delivered.
Yeah, when it's supposed to be fixed. It's been going on for a couple days, so it looks like. Let me go back to the dashboard because that's where I started. So here in the center, service health, we got one issue. Obviously, we saw that. Service requests, if I had any service requests from Microsoft, if I had been asking them for some help, they would show here as well. 5 users have not signed in for 30 days. It's not an active tenant right now. Well, kind of sort of active, but not being used. And mail protection. Obviously, I'm not really sending and receiving email. It's not showing that we've got messages received, 0 blocked by filtering. So it would show all that right on the front screen right now, the main dashboard. So this is new and so much better. I like it a lot better.
Well, everything's right there in your face.
It's right there,
which is really cool.
Yep. So we've got a planned maintenance for Link on the 14th at 11 a.m. UTC time, or 6 p.m. UTC. They're gonna do some planned maintenance for Link. So, and it says no user impact, so that shouldn't be an issue. Down the left-hand navigation side, we have setup. So if we want to do a fast track to getting your pilot or basic deployment running, there's a new quick start. Extend your setup, set up directory synchronization, migrate email, configure hybrid environments. It's all right here in advanced.
And people are asking, is there a way to set up a separate a single log on? So when I log into my PC, I can log on my 365.
Yes.
And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
It's single sign-on, and that's what it's referred to right there.
Yeah, we'll get to that in another session, but yes, you can, absolutely. So going on down the side, users and groups. So this is where we can see all of our users, domains, what domains I've put in here. So as you can see, I do own the oakman.net domain, but I have not finished the setup of that yet. Licensing, and this is where I was saying that the Enterprise E3 trial has canceled. I'm locked out of that, but I do have Exchange Online Plan 1. Okay. Service settings. From here we have protection, mail flow, auditing, and if you don't see what you're looking for, manage additional settings in Exchange. And then across the top we have sites. Sites is SharePoint, Link, passwords, community for support, rights management, and mobile.
And we'll get down to each one of these as we go through our modules.
Yep. We're going to drill a lot deeper into each one of these. So I'm just doing a quick run through real quick. This is a deeper dive into the service health. I can see that Office 365 portal had an issue way back on the 5th. And if I wanted some more information about that, I can get that. SharePoint features, again, that's showing on the front screen right now that there's degraded. So you can also now get history for the past 30 days. Okay, and any planned maintenance that might be coming up. Link Online and Identity Service both have some planned maintenance coming up. Reports. We have overview of reports. These are all the different reports you can now pull. Mail, protection, rules, and DLP. So there's a lot of new. A
lot more rules.
Yeah, a lot more.
I mean, it's a lot more reporting. And
it is.
A lot of people are asking for more information. What's going on with the
Right.
service? It's right here now.
Yep, it sure is. Support. So if we want to open a support ticket, this is where we do it from. If we want to search the community for answers, we can do that from here as well. So
a question, can we mix licensing?
Can we mix
like
licensing?
Like having an E1 and an E3?
Sure. So if I go back, we'll do this real quick. We have a long module, so I want to make sure we get everything covered. If I click on subscriptions and Exchange Online P1, we can add. So this shows my billing information. Okay. And we'll get into the licensing more. But yes, you can add. So you can have an E1 user, an E3 user.
Basically any enterprise plan.
Any enterprise plan. You can add Visio to that plan. You can add all those plans. And so if I go and look at my users, and if I look at myself, it doesn't really make a difference which one. So this is all right now. I'm on the Exchange Online Plan 1. This was the trial, so I can't activate that because it's not available. But as you can see, out of the E3, I can assign different permissions, and every plan that I have purchased. Oops, that's not what I want to do.
Would be
Sorry
appearing
about
on that screen right there.
Would be appearing on this screen. So if I had purchased, maybe I purchased just Office Professional Plus because I had one user that didn't need a mailbox but needed Office, we could do that as well. Okay. All right, and then so yeah, down at the bottom, this is what I was going after real quick. So here's all our different plans. So I can add each and every one of these plans. If I needed some Exchange Online protection, I want to add that. $12 a user. Now this is a little. This is if I want to add it to my E1, Enterprise K1s, all the different plans that we covered in the first couple screens are all included here. Okay. So that's in a nutshell. That's a quick of the portal. So we're going to move along. Give me just a minute here. I'll get my PowerPoint restarted.
So I see a lot of Exchange questions are coming along.
Shoot.
So we'll get to a lot of those tomorrow. We're doing 4 modules, I believe, on Exchange. So we'll cover the importing, the migration, the management of Exchange, things like that. That'll be really covered in depth tomorrow. And I believe modules 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's when we drill down into Exchange.
Yep. Just a second, I'm trying to get back into the PowerPoint. There we go. It should be live again. All right, so moving right along, there's a lot to cover in this section. And these next few slides are just some screenshots of the admin portal. So we're going to skip through those fairly quickly. This is billing subscription management. We covered some of this already, so we're going to jump right through these and move on to the Office 365 administration and PowerShell. All right, so hello PowerShell. If you haven't seen it yet, everything that you can do in the console, you can do through PowerShell.
Normally faster.
And normally faster. PowerShell scripting via authentication, capabilities, user and license management, security groups, role-based access, more methods over time, combine PowerShell scripts to automate workflows and task sequences. So we can do a lot with PowerShell.
Let's take a quick moment to just talk about this PowerShell in general. Because
Sure.
that is it's one of the questions that I get asked the most. Well, why would I use PowerShell when I have the graphical user interface? We have the brand new Admin Center, which has a lot of new functionality. Is PowerShell still even necessary? You can do many things now in the Admin Center that you couldn't do previously. Things like delegating permissions. But PowerShell allows you to do those things in bulk a lot faster. And there are still some things in PowerShell that cannot be done. And we're just going to show those. But a lot more things can be done in the current Exchange Admin Center and the current Office 365 Admin Center. And it's much improved. So we're going to get into that since I'm getting asked a lot of questions right now about PowerShell, or will I use PowerShell? Will I need PowerShell? You don't need it, but it can certainly help you do the job of administrating a lot faster and a lot better for a lot of users.
Right, exactly. So, and we're going to dive a lot deeper into PowerShell in the next session. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do some demos, some samples. Hopefully we'll have all that working well and no technical difficulties for that. So I know we had some last year, so we want to make sure, we really worked hard to make sure that we had some really good demos for you guys coming up. So using Service Module for PowerShell, it's got a new name, Windows Azure Active Directory Module for Windows PowerShell.
And what does that mean?
It's online, right? Azure is
it loads the modules so we can manage.
It loads the modules so we can connect. Yep. Operating system requirements: Windows 7, 8, of course, server platforms 2008 and 2012. Must have framework 351.net. Must have Office updates or install updates, Windows updates, and Microsoft Online Services Sign-In Assistant needs to be installed. And then there's a link here for downloading and installing the module for PowerShell. Okay. So this is an add-on to PowerShell to allow it to connect to Windows Online. All right. Whoops. That's not what I meant to click on.
A sample.
A sample. So here's a sample. Create a new user. We want to create a new user quickly, efficiently. So this is something that you could have scripted. You could pull from a spreadsheet. There's a lot of different options to adding a user. So new online MS online user, user principal name. We're going to add Bob Smith to Contoso, and we're going to set his password, set MSOL user password, set his permissions, and set his password policy. So that's new too. We can extend our password policies.
And you can actually do that with the GUI now.
You can
which
do
is one
that.
of the big things.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that last year.
Yeah.
And it's there now, so which is really nice. Okay, so that's a quick overview of PowerShell. We're going to cover that much deeper tomorrow. The next group of slides is all about the partner opportunity, and how partners can help our customers.
So if you're not a partner right now and you have no interest in being a partner, now would be a good time to take a break.
Right.
If you are and you want to figure out how can I really get more in management with Office 365 and I want to become a partner or a cloud partner, definitely pay attention to these next few slides.
Yep. All right. So this is new. On-ramp. What is on-ramp? On-ramp is helps you deploy Office 365 on your terms. So onramp.office365.com/onramp. This is a tool utility that Microsoft has given us. You run through the scenario. It asks you a bunch of questions like, how do you want to migrate? Do you want to migrate all of your users at once? Do you want to migrate a few at a time? OnRamp then provides you with the methods to do that. So this is a quick click through utility that you can use to make sure that the cloud's going to work for you. Okay. Partner delegated administrator. So this is huge. This is how we help all of our clients with Office 365. So what can we do? We can once a customer has delegated us to have access to their tenant, from our login, we can update their tenant. So we can go in, change usernames, change passwords. We can perform billing and purchasing operations. We can create and manage users. Everything that we could do if we physically logged into their tenant, we can do by doing what's called partner delegated administration. So we can find and assist, look up their domain. I'm going to show that on the next screen here. On the first screen. There's a screenshot here of where that is, and we're going to go into that a little deeper here in a little bit. How to become a Microsoft Cloud partner. If you're not already a partner, we want to go to microsoftcloudpartner.com and sign up. Okay. You will need to log in, of course, sign in with an Office 365 ID. If you have an Office 365 account, if you don't, you need to have a Windows Live account to get signed up, and a Microsoft account. Yeah, you need to have a Windows Microsoft account, and then sign up for the service. Okay. Once you're signed up and you're in, you will get on your tenant, you will get a new feature, a new tab at the top of the address, the bar, the top of the admin portal that says partner. And in there, we have things like build your business, find and assist, send trial invitations, create purchase offers, offer delegated administration. So these are all the things that you can do as a partner once you're approved and have this ability. Okay. You can add partner admin users. So these are users internal to your organization. You'll get a new on the user, you'll get a new place where you can add them. You can assign administrative access to companies you support to those users. So you don't have to give in your organization, you don't have to give the receptionist access, right? So you can give just access to your technicians that need to help your clients. Okay. We can create purchase offers. So if I have a client that calls me and wants to buy Office 365, I can create this purchase offer. It will send. We're going to click through that here in a second. It's going to pop up. It's going to ask you, well, which plan do they want to purchase? You click that plan. You can automatically include their authorization for delegated administration. So when they accept this purchase offer, you will automatically be added to the delegated partner. You'll have the ability to manage their account. And then once you click a third time, you'll have the link to for them to click to, so that you can then add this to an email. You can actually send this out as maybe a bulk email. Hey, welcome. Here's a way to sign up for Office 365. Click this link. When they click the link, it'll take them in. They'll sign up and enter their information and create their Office 365 tenant. You will automatically be assigned a partner of record and delegated administration access. All right. Same thing with trial invitations. It works the same way. So you can send trials of Office 365 Enterprise E3. They get 25 users to try for 30 days. That can be extended as well, and it can be extended, with a request from Microsoft support. You can extend that trial now at least another 30 days. So that's important and nice to know, because sometimes a trial can take a little bit longer. You might be doing a little bit more in-depth of that, and sometimes it takes a while to even get started with the trial. So it's nice that you can extend that trial a little longer. Okay, and again, you get a link that you can copy into an email. You can use it for marketing if you want to send out a bunch of trials to a bunch of potential clients. Okay. And then if you have a client that calls you up, they already have Office 365, they want your help, you want your support, you can send them a delegated administration offer. So, and that works the same way. We can offer delegated administration to those tenants, those customers, so that we can help them out. And then once you've been assigned delegated administration, we have this find and assist. So in here, we type in the username that we're looking for, customer.com, whatever it might be. We hit next. It's going to ask us, it's going to say domain name is found. What do you want to do? Administer on behalf, create service request. So we can actually create a service request with Microsoft support on behalf of our clients. And then we can also show all administrators, show all people that are administrators of that account. Okay. All right, and perform admin tasks. So this is once as you can see here, the top right-hand corner of this, it shows my name, and then it shows the domain that I am administrating underneath, oakman.net. Okay, and that's what you'll see. You also can see who's been assigned delegated administration for that account, and resources. All right, so we've kind of listed all the resources here. I'm sure we have some questions. We got a few minutes left. So, Steve, what do we have for questions?
Just going through the questions right now, and I've been answering them as fast as I can while you've been going at it.
You have something we can answer live?
Well, let's see. Does the PowerShell?
Yes.
So we talked about the PowerShell administration, and I believe I answered this one. But if I log in, or I want to use PowerShell to administer your domain,
right,
and then I want to administer another domain. And the question was asked, can I use the same session? And the answer is no, you have to log in with the local credential.
Correct.
There are third-party tools that may allow you to do such, but not right now with PowerShell. And it's security, really. It's all for security purposes.
Right.
And you just have it log into that particular tenant, log in, and you can do the
right.
administration.
And one of the things is the delegated administration allows you the ability to manage multiple clients without having to have multiple browser sessions open. So you don't have to have the in-private browsing to manage a client if you're already logged in as you. So it makes it really, really easy to help those clients out.
I'm just looking through now some of the good questions that have not been answered. It looks like we're good.
Right. We'll have some good ones.
Yeah. Can the add-ons be added to the small business or premium midsize? Some can, some can't.
Some can and some can't, right. So it can be kind of limited as to what you can add. We can take a look at that in another demo later today. But yeah, it can be kind of limited. So it's one of the things you can set up a trial and see what can be added. Usually, if you need to add, like for instance, Exchange Online Protection, no, you can't add that to a small business. Okay.
Is the Azure PowerShell commandlet the same to manage Office 365 as it is to manage Azure?
The commandlet is
the actual module.
The actual module is the same, I believe. Yep. So the command set obviously is different, but the tool is the same. The PowerShell tool is the same.
Well, I mean, there are a few other questions. We're going to actually do our best to get to the rest of the questions, but because we started late, we're going to actually give you a few minutes to take. We're going to take the break a couple of minutes early, and we're going to try to catch up and get back on schedule for the second module. So we'll see you guys in roughly 7 minutes.
7 minutes, 7, 8 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10
sorry.
minutes.
See you in 10 minutes for module 2. Thank you very much.